Hi everyone, it's Rudy at Culloden Painting Studio, and I wanted to show off my 1813 French 11th Corps of the Grande Armée at Leipzig. I don't know if I'll ever paint the whole corps because that's a ludicrous number of figures, but certainly I've achieved a good chunk over the last almost 4 years really. There are, at last count, 472 infantry here, 8 cavalry, 4 brigade commanders, 1 general of division, 4 artillery pieces, and the infantry figure total includes skirmishing voltigeurs as well. There are 18 infantry battalions of 24 models each, plus 12 additional models, which may get expanded into another battalion, or they can be added to other battalions to maybe make them a large size. Typically sort of aim for 24 as a standard unit if I'm going to play any games like Black Powder. But that could be up to 36 with addition of some more models or mixing and matching between units. The vast majority of models here are plastic, a mix of Perry, Victrix and Warlord. There are metal commanders, they're all from Perry. There's a couple of front rank guns in French colours with a mix of metal front rank artillery crew and a couple of spare plastic Victrix models. There are also Victrix plastic guns painted up as Italian artillery. The cavalry are Italian chasseurs à cheval. They brigaded with some squadrons of Neapolitan chasseurs à cheval. And they're next on the painting list. I recently painted some horses for them and did a video on the officer's horse. So 2 regiments of 8 cavalry figures to do there. This corps did not really have much of a cavalry element. I may do some of the reserve cavalry for the southeastern sector of Leipzig. Gives me an excuse to paint some cuirassiers and some carabiniers as well. Have those models in the pile of opportunity somewhere. I have based this army largely on the Napoleonic order of battle for Leipzig. There's a couple of sort of different interpretations that I've seen online where other people's orders of battle are a bit different. For example, he says the 1st and 5th Italian line were present. I've seen it 1st light and 5th line for the Italians. And I fancied a bit of different colour, so I did go for the lights in green there. Also, when it comes to doing the flags on the battalions, I've kind of used a bit of artistic license. It would seem, according to Napoleonic, that a lot of the brigades perhaps had the 3rd, 4th, 6th battalion of a particular regiment. But that means that you lose out on having eagles and tricolores. So largely, I've kind of gone for 1st Battalion and others. The vast majority of the flags are from Flags at War. There's a GMB designs here for the 112th line. Flags at War do some nice ones, or certainly did some nice ones. For the battalion fanions, and you could customize them to have the regimental number on there. So I've got the 2nd in white, 3rd in red, and 4th in dark blue with 112th printed on Got some interesting, unusual colours. Perhaps there's a yellow here, which is for the 6th Battalion of the 10th Line. And over here is a purple, which is 7th Battalion of the 14th Leger or Light Infantry. There are painting guides on my channel for the vast majority of uniforms here. I did a box to battlefield video series on the models that went into the first 2 battalions of the 112th. So there's guides to constructing, priming, painting, basing for this regiment if you want to follow them. I'll try and put a link to the French Napoleonics playlist at the end of the video, and that should have all these painting guides for French Italians. That's people wearing greatcoats or in the post-Bardan uniform, which is after 1812. See this sort of short-tailed jacket. And also light infantry wearing the same cut but with all blue. And there's a guide to sort of the aide-de-camp who's here beside the brigade commander, the division commander, and there's a guide to brigade commanders as well. So I made an error in that, which I've now corrected, and put red on his sash instead of light blue. And there are guides to painting the artillery. So aside from painting the last couple of cavalry, my other plans for this project is to get more movement trays. Some of the models are singly based, some are multi-based, but movement trays will help immensely for moving the army on the battlefield. I may go and paint some of the more interesting battalions that were in 11th Corps, as well as Neapolitans. There's also the chance to paint some Westphalians and a couple of the German minor states, such as Hesse, Darmstadt and Baden. But I think I need to wait for more choices in models to give them to do them justice, I should say. Also, with 500 odd figures, perhaps I need to paint some opponents. On day 1 of Leipzig, mainly 11th Corps was mainly facing off against Austrians, but they were 11th Corps and others were left to sort of cover the retreat from Leipzig, and they were trapped in the city when the bridge was blown too early. And that means I have the opportunity to paint some Prussians and Russians as well. So I could have a mix of allied troops for them to go up against. And that might be interesting to mix up the painting. Alternatively, I might go in a completely different direction with my Napoleonics. I spent yesterday at Fort George in Ardersier, which is near Inverness, where I'm filming from just now. And they've got a great little museum, which includes the 78th and the 79th, so what became the Seaforth Highlanders, and Cameron Highlanders as well. And it included the Cameron Highlanders colours that were flown at Waterloo, so that was really interesting to see. So perhaps an 1815 British force is in the offing. The good thing about these French here is that everything is suitable for the 1812 invasion of Russia onwards. There's a couple of units, such as the 6th line over here, which are in the earlier uniform, which wouldn't work for the 100 Days campaign. The Italians weren't in the 100 Days campaign either. But everyone in the middle, who's largely wearing a greatcoat and is carrying a battalion fanion instead of an 1812 pattern tricolour, they would all be suitable for the 100 Days campaign. So I've got choices. If you'd like to perhaps give me some inspiration, please drop some comments below, and I'll see what I can pull out of the pile of opportunity and get painting. I look forward to making some more painting guides videos. I think it's a useful way to sort of spur me on to actually complete some work if I know that other people are watching. So thanks for tuning in and watching this rather long showcase video. I hope you like what you see. And if you've got any other comments, please drop them below. I'll be back with new videos soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.